Hello, and thank you for joining Texas A&M Kingsville Student Support Services as we go over social media etiquette. Before we start, please check out the links listed to find us on the Texas A&M website, and please also follow us on social media to get any up-to-date information on our department and/or services. As a college student, you are probably spending a large amount of your time on some form of social media app. This can be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, just to name a few of those. Usually it's not just for making connections either. Students are putting themselves out there more for everyone to see, for better or worse. Of course, with new ways to access information, it's important to look at the big picture to see the negative consequences of this as well. Maybe a negative Facebook status is seen by a hiring manager, or an unflattering photo is seen by your university. It could also be identity theft when you have too much information on your social media page. First and foremost, when it comes to social media etiquette, is to pay attention to the privacy settings of your social media accounts. It's always important to limit what you post on social media. Too much information can make you easy prey for identity theft. And never resolve yourself to the mindset that it can't happen to you. College students routinely search the web to discover information about other people, yet they somehow believe that they're immune to that same process. One of the best practices for combating this is just to Google search yourself and see what you can find out, see what's public. Facebook even has a feature where you can see what your profile looks like when someone isn't on your friends list. Another point, identity theft is becoming a huge issue of the technology era. Students that are excited to share their information more easily with their friends, such as class schedules, birthdays, addresses, stuff like that, can be becoming easy prey to identity theft. This information can be easy content to steal off an open Facebook or Twitter. How well do you gauge the appropriateness of your content on social media? Those inappropriate photos being posted online or other information has been creeping up on the job interview process in recent years. If you're a college student that wants to look at finding a job, you should think more about pictures and comments that you have online. Just because you have your settings set on private doesn't mean they'll stay that way forever. Information does leak even from people on your friends list. It's important to create a lasting impression of yourself on social media. Post links to interesting stories or videos, jump into debates and conversations, especially when it's simple and appropriate, and make connections with professionals in your field or long-lost family members. The other side of watching your content is oversharing. And we aren't talking about mom breaking out your baby photos when you bring your date home for the first time. We're talking about oversharing of social media settings that happen without you realizing it. Social media platforms can record and share your physical location, whether you use the app to check into a location or the settings automatically list your location on a post. Specific details about where you go and when could end up in the wrong hands, even using it as ways to find out when you're not home, so post those vacation statuses and pictures after you get back. Politics was considered a taboo to speak about in dinner conversations, let alone on social media, but in recent years it's become a lot more of a commonplace. If you're like me who doesn't tend to speak on politics or ghosts in the background, then you don't need to worry. But there are a lot more people that like to speak their opinion, and that is completely alright within considerations of social media etiquette. No matter what your opinion is, it is understandable that you are very committed to those beliefs. Whatever your choices are, defines you as a person, and that is an excellent idea. This is a great thing to have that freedom of opinion, but it's also expected that everyone else has that same freedom. But always remember that if you're always trying to push your choices or beliefs on someone else, it's a great way to lose friends and alienate people. Some tips for engaging in politics on social media is to be targeted with your posts, and understand that you don't need to comment on all the posts you don't agree with. Some people just want to share their beliefs with like-minded people. It's good to remember why social media is important and why it helps. Various platforms have aided in revolutions, spread emergency information, and helped find missing loved ones. Once you've figured out your habits of social media, you can figure out how to use it to benefit you. Whether it's expressing yourself, staying in touch with loved ones, or helping build your professional network, it's best to follow the same standards that you hold yourself to in real life. And finally, how does this all pertain to you as a Texas A&M student? This all comes full circle because you're always going to be an extension of the university, even if you're not on campus while you're a student. While you are on campus, many schools prohibit all computer activity on campus not directly related to the coursework. It's very important to remember that, especially when you post pictures that aren't flattering or post statuses and comments that aren't appropriate. If you have any questions about this, definitely check your student handbook on the Texas A&M Kingsville website. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions pertaining to this video, please feel free to reach out to us.